Hello and welcome to Talking Points Ask Me Anything live on Facebook and YouTube. Sorry for the hoarse voice, but as everyone else seems to have, I have whatever respiratory thing is going around, but I am here. I am excited to talk to you about talking points and everything family engagement, as we do but on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Central. We have a couple more episodes this season for you on Talking Points Ask Me Anything. And today we are going to talk about attachments, multimedia attachments that you can add to your messages to kind of elevate them and really be able to get information out to families, get information from families to elevate that communication that you're having with them. And it's more than just photos, it's more than just documents. So I want to share that information with you today. My screen is kind of low lit, so I want to make sure everybody can see me. Yes, perfect. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you use Talking Points already, awesome. If you're just joining to find out a little bit more about Talking Points, also awesome. We are excited to have you. And we love to talk about how we can kind of better find ways to build relationships with families, between families and schools. It's not just about sending things out to families, but it's about getting things between the two and building those relationships and those partnerships so that students can succeed, because it's all about getting students to the goal, wherever that may be for each of them. So all that being said, like I said, today we're talking about attachments. And for talking points, that could mean adding photos or videos or documents or polls. I'm going to throw polls in there. They're not technically attachments, but it is adding something to a message that you're sending out that really adds something and gets you further along in getting information from families and kind of driving your next step in engaging families and driving what you're going to do with instruction or with in-person family engagement, what have you. So I'm going to talk about how you do each of these things in your Talking Points account, as well as like different ways teachers have used these attachments and so on and so forth. So if you have brought questions with you, that's perfect. This is Ask Me Anything, so you can do that. We have the chat open. You can throw those questions in the chat and I'll answer them. If I don't have the answer, I will find a teammate who can answer it for you. And then at the end, I've got a challenge for you to challenge your students with, actually this time, to engage them for this coming week. So let's get started looking at attachments in your Talking Points account. So I'm going to log into my Talking Points for Teachers account. And you do not have to wait till the end to put your questions in the chat. You can put them whenever. I will look throughout, but we do have an FAQ section at the end. So I'm going to share my screen with my Talking Points account here. Now, if this doesn't look exactly like your Talking Points account, don't worry. I'm just opening my demo that is a Talking Points for Schools and Districts account that is for a teacher whose administrators have paid for their account. It will still do most of the same things that a teacher who's using a free account will do. And I'll note whether each thing I show you can be done on both or just on the paid, just on the free, okay? And if it's not clear to you, just ask a question in the chat and I'll clear that up. So when we are going to compose a message or an announcement, we always go up to this blue button up in the corner and choose which one we're going to do. All of these attachments I am going to talk about today can be added to either, except for polls. For a poll, you need multiple people to answer, so that will have to be an announcement. But photos, videos, and documents can be sent in either a direct message or an announcement. So we're just going to use announcements for all of these just because we can. So let's start off with photos. Why not? So photos, you're going to look at this second button right here. It looks like a picture. That is where you'd click to attach photos, and it'll open up. You can't see what it's opened here. Let me see if I can share my full screen so you can see what it opens. Try one more time. Yeah, I think I can share that. So if I were to click new message announcement, the second button is photo. You still can't see it. Okay, well, it has opened my computer folder so that I can find photos from my computer and attach them. So I'm just going to attach a random photo that I've got, and you'll see it appear down here at the bottom. You can attach a few different photos at a time. We recommend not more than maybe 5 because we don't want it to clog up the sending as it goes. We don't want it to slow it down. And the maximum size is 25 megabytes for photos or videos. So keep that in mind as you're sending photos and videos out to families, that you don't want to send too much at a time because you are sending to cell phones and you don't want it to slow down or anything like that. But it'll show you all the ones you've added down at the bottom. Let's see, add one more so you can see what it looks like. It'll show you down at the bottom. You'll type a message, check out these photos. Usually you might be attaching a photo of what the kids made in art class today. Or it might be photos of the field trip that you went on. It might be a kid holding a test that they just made an A on for the first time. Any of these photos would be great to send along to families to really get them engaged with what's happening in the classroom. Photos are a great way to really personalize that family engagement. And then you just send it right along. So if you're adding photos directly from your computer, that's how you do it. That second button that looks like a picture. If you want to add photos from your Google Drive, you can also do that. And that's this Google Drive button right here, that triangle. And it does the same thing. It opens up an option to attach from your Google Drive, and you will follow the steps that appear there and select those. They'll show up exactly the same way. So if I connect, I'll have to sign in and do all of that. They would show up exactly the same at the bottom. You'll type your message and send it right along. Now, since I brought up Google Drive, let's go into talking about documents. Documents can be attached two separate ways as well. Google Drive, obviously, you can pull photos, documents, or videos from your Google Drive if you decide to attach from there. You can also attach from your computer, and that's what this paperclip is for. That's kind of familiar from any kind of software that you may use. So you'll click that. Again, it will bring up your folders on your computer. You'll find the document that you want to use. I'm just going to use a random one that I have here. And since I am in the paid talking points for schools and districts, the option that I have here is to translate the document. This is an awesome new feature that we have introduced this school year. It is offering for me to translate this document as it sends, just as the message will be translated. And that's really exciting. So you can decide, nah, this one doesn't really need to be translated, or yeah, go ahead and translate it. So I'm going to say no thank you. I don't need that right now. But you can attach documents that are your classroom newsletters. I think that's probably the most common document attachment that teachers are using for this feature. But I am sure there are so many other ways. Maybe there are worksheets that you're attaching, permission slips, things like that. And you just attach them, translate if you want. In the free teachers, Talking Points for Teachers accounts, document translation is not available, but attaching them totally is. And then you type in your message. The classroom newsletter is attached. Please let me know if you have any questions, and then you'll send it right along. So we've got documents and photos. Again, for photos and videos, the size limit is 25 megabytes. So for videos, you would do the same thing. Go to the photo button and attach the videos that you would want, and it would show up exactly the same way. I'm actually not sure if I have a video on here that is small enough. I download some pretty big ones. And you might actually be uploading videos from your cell phone. A lot of teachers are using that feature from their cell phone, not their desktop. But you absolutely can. And our recommendation when you are sending videos is, if 25 megabytes doesn't cut it for the video you want to send, upload it to YouTube and send them a link if it is longer than that 25 megabytes, because links also work in the Talking Points messages, regardless if it's free or paid. So videos can also be sent from this photo button or Google Drive. So that covers photos, videos, and documents. One thing I do want to add about videos, actually, let me see if I do have a little video I can upload, because it will also offer, and this is available for everyone, free and paid. It should offer to translate that video as well, translate captions, add translated captions. My video may not have had any words, or may have been too long actually, but it will, like, I shouldn't have X'd out of that, but it'll show it at the bottom just like any photo with the play button, so they'll know it's a video. So that's photos, videos, and documents. The fourth thing that you can add is a poll. And so it is a little bit different because it isn't quite an attachment, it's more of a feature, but it is an addition to a message that I think is important for us to talk about in elevating your messaging and making it more engaging and more personalized. So when I think about having been a teacher in a classroom and trying to get engagement and involvement from families and just getting responses to questions that I have, sending home backpack documents, as we've started to call them, they would end up crumpled at the bottom of backpacks. They would never come back. And that's not anybody's fault. That's just the nature of pieces of paper. And it becomes wasteful using all of that paper. So what we've done is we've created the poll feature in announcements. So you could ask any sort of question that might be helpful to you, such as, how does your child learn best? This would be a great question at the beginning of the year to try to get to know kids and to show that you really respect families' knowledge of their child and know that, like, you are, let's see, we could even introduce, like, I know you are your child's first teacher and know them so well. How does your child learn best? So then this button down here, it looks kind of like a bar graph. You'll click that and it opens two options. You can add multiple options to this for the poll. So I'm going to say by doing things themselves, by reading about things, by listening to instructions. And this is a great question to give out to families. So you can add multiple options, and then as the responses come in, so that's what it would look like as you build out the options. I'm going to cancel this and show you what the responses look like as they come in. So let's leave this. I believe I have one down here, or it might be in my other account. So let me back out of here real quick. And if you have questions to ask in the meantime, go ahead and ask them as I switch over. Let's see. Here's a good one. Oh, and it's the same poll. So let's see. Okay, so I pulled up the same poll in my other account that I had created. So it says, how does student first name learn best? So parents would have seen that as with their child's name in it. So it would have been a little bit more personalized, seeing something being done, hearing an explanation, trying something for themselves, or reading about something. And so if I had received responses from that one, I could see them in the poll breakdown, and I can actually go answer this poll real quick from my family's account because I believe I sent it to myself. So let's see what it looks like when we get a response. See if I can do a little magic for you. If I can make that happen. All right. And if not, we'll still look at it with no responses because you'll be able to see the breakdown regardless. Okay, we're just going to look at it without. I think my account is being strange. Okay, so if I had received responses, you would click see response details, and it breaks down what percentage of people responded each way, and then it would say who responded each way. So then if you wanted to do a next step message or meet with those people or send something home to those people, whatever, or meet with those groups of children, say, I'm going to explain to these kids the next project and read something to these kids for the next project, I would have that right in front of me, what their parents had answered for that question. So it is a great way to get those answers very quickly because the question is sent to them right to their cell phone. All they have to do is tap the answer, done. No filling out a piece of paper, sending it back, hoping it gets to you. All of that is taken away and it is sent right to you. So polls are one of my absolute favorite parts of the Talking Points platform. And I would love to see how you use it and how responses come in and how you just see them used. So let me see what else I wanted to cover. I feel like I went so fast. Okay, so we've got a good question about photos. Do iPhone live photos work? That one, iPhone live photos are not compatible, but we do have an instructional article on how to turn those into regular photos. So they will send through Talking Points. I've just added that article into the chat so that if you do have live photos, because when we take pictures, we're not thinking about what kind of picture we're taking. We're just taking the picture. Click in that article and it will, at the bottom, I believe, if you scroll, tell you how to turn those into regular ones. And the types of files, good question. The types of files you can add from your computer or Google Drive are PDFs and .docx. So that's what is compatible document-wise. Let's see. Perfect. And it is FAQ time. Excuse me, I need some water. Okay. I've got some questions from our support chat that I'm going to answer. And if you have any you'd like to drop in our chat, feel free to, and I can answer those as well. The first question, are there any additional attachment options with the paid Talking Points? So as you saw when we were attaching documents, if you are a teacher or an administrator on the Talking Points for Schools and Districts accounts, your school or district can opt into document translation, which is a huge new feature that we've added this year, as well as administrators in those accounts have the option to do audio, which I can also show you here. To bounce between different accounts. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so I had logged in as an administrator and sent some messages from the Admin Family Connect suite, which allows administrators to send out district-wide or school-wide documents, photos, messages, videos, and audio translation. So this is one of the audio messages that I had sent out. Hopefully it is one you can hear. Hello, families. This is a friendly reminder from the school district that absences can be recorded in Talking Points. Simply send your child's teacher a message about why your child was absent. They can take it from there. Thanks. So short little hello, families. Oh, I did it again. This is a friendly reminder. Short little audio messages like that. When we think previously, they would be robocalls basically to families, but this is just a much quicker way. There's also a transcript that would be sent through, and I believe that gets translated as well. So that's part of the Admin Family Connect suite. So great question about what is additionally available to those in the paid Talking Points accounts. And someone's also asking if the attachment options are the same on mobile, because a lot of teachers are using their phones most of the time and not the web like I'm using. And the answer is yes, you can still attach documents, photos, videos, the same. The reminder there is just to make sure that you're not trying to attach iPhone live photos, and that it's 25 megabytes max for photos and videos. And can families send attachments? Yes, absolutely. They can send photos and videos. So we highly recommend encouraging families to do that if they are trying to figure something out and there's a miscommunication, or you need them to explain something but the words aren't doing it. Have them send a video or a photo. Or if they've taken the child on an adventure and they really want to share it with you, I know that families will send those to teachers sometimes too. Or if the kid has had a success outside of school that they want to share with the teacher, photos and videos are great for that as well. So Talking Points is just a great tool for both families and teachers, administrators, educators to send these things back and forth. It's two-way. It's not just one way. So that's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. And I'm taking a breath because I feel like I'm talking a million miles per minute. I'm going to share our challenge, and then there's plenty of time for more questions if you have them. Our challenge this week is a little bit different. I'm usually challenging teachers to do something, educators in general, but this week I am challenging you to enter your students' artwork in our super creative challenge for a chance to be featured on our social media and in some of our emails, because we are constantly talking about the power of partnership and family engagement being a superpower. And so we have been collecting student artwork where they have drawn pictures of what their superpower is and what their family's superpower is. And we want to share their answers to that and their artwork about that with some of our funders, as we're a nonprofit, and with our followers, because who doesn't love student artwork? First of all, we want to shine a spotlight on those students, and we want to highlight the power of partnership and show our gratitude in this season. So if you would like to have your kids draw some of those pictures, I think it'd be super fun for the kids and fun for you all as well. I'm going to put the link to, there's a template that we made. So you don't have to create anything. There's a template for them to use that I just entered in the chat. Template for super creative challenge. And then there is a submission form. So if you get some that you'd like to submit, this is where to do that. And we look forward to seeing what they come up with. We've already gotten a few submissions and they are wonderful. We've gotten some that say their family's superpower and their superpower is speaking multiple languages. Their superpowers are playing their sports, or there's just so many different things that they feel super in, and we love to see it. We love to hear it. And I'm sure you would love to hear what they think their superpower is as well. So take a look at that, and we would love to get your submissions. I will be here for the next few minutes if you have any more questions. So with that, I'll play my fun music and hang out. Thanks for joining us.